Hey guys, Jose with Friendly Frenchies here. I wanted to talk really quickly about something that gets brought up a lot, and it mainly comes from people who don't really understand or know what's going on and what we do and just what French Bulldog breeders do in general. A little bit of the back end. Um, I think a lot of people, when they think of pet dogs and things like that, they think from their own experience, and they think of when they had their pit bull, or they had their lab or whatever dog it was, and the dog got pregnant and went through the pregnancy, and then one day went into the garage and made a little nest in the corner and had puppies, and then 2 weeks later, you see these people like at the front of a supermarket or outside of a Home Depot, with the box selling puppies for $50 and things like that. And that I think that's a lot of people's experience with buying dogs, or they go to a shelter and they go in there and they just they get a dog that's been that's been surrendered, and you go in there, you pay the 50 or $100 fee, and you get this dog, and it's not very expensive, and I get that, and I believe that dogs are just like a lot of things. There's a dog for everybody. And like cars, for example, some people buy Honda Accords, and there's nothing wrong with that, and some people buy Ferraris because they can afford Ferraris, and there's obviously a big difference between the two. And that ties directly into French Bulldogs. um, with French Bulldogs, there's so much extra work that has to go uh, into creating a litter. For example, the great majority of French Bulldogs can't get pregnant naturally, so artificial insemination is used. Um, with us, we go to great lengths to really check the health and make sure that everything is good to go. And all of our dogs are 5-panel health cleared via UC Davis. We've actually taken swabs and had them sent into UC Davis, where they check the DNA and check for any genetic defects and things like that. And we've done a lot of extra steps. There's the artificial insemination, there's the genetic health testing, and then for giving birth, the safest way for French Bulldogs to give birth is via C-section. And that's very expensive. You take the artificial insemination, the genetic testing. You have to do progesterone testing to time the pregnancy and make sure that the insemination is done on the right date. The vet visits, the vaccinations, food, just all this extra work that really goes into French Bulldog puppies compared to other breeds. Um, you know, it's a lot of money. And you know what? Forget the money, it's a lot of time. For example, with our litter right now, I spent the first week, bottle feeding these puppies 24 hours a day, every 2 hours. And, we started with 9 puppies, and that was a lot of work. Like I said, forget the time, forget the money. The time involved to do that was just, I lost 10 pounds that week. It really took a lot out of me. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my work was doing the whelping for the first week with the puppies. And then, after that first week, we started using a whelper, a trained professional, and she took over from there. And the reason I was bottle feeding is our female wasn't producing milk. So we took the puppies, the mom, over to the whelper, and she was able to get our female to start producing Coco. She was able to start producing milk. So, and the whelper wasn't cheap. It's a lot of money to pay the whelper to take care of our female and the puppies and get everything, going for the first 4 weeks. So, once you start itemizing everything and taking all the costs into account, breeding French Bulldogs is a really expensive process. And that's the reason why the price tag is what it is. And also, like I said before, quality costs more. It's just what it comes down to. If you buy a Honda Accord, it's a great car. It's an awesome car. But that does not compare to a Ferrari that has all of its parts, handmade. And just, what I mean? There's a lot more extra work that goes into creating a Ferrari than a Honda Accord. like I said, both good cars, but there's a difference, and that ties in directly into why French Bulldogs are expensive. They are expensive, but anybody who's ever encountered a French Bulldog knows how wonderful they are. I tell people all the time, I like dogs, but I love French Bulldogs. You know what I mean? There's a difference. So yeah, I hope that answers some of your questions. Feel free to message me, and if you have any questions, I'm here. All my info is in the comment section and on our webpage and on all of our social media. So if you have any questions, call me, text me anytime, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Take care.